Hola, hola amigos, te traemos la segunda parte de las primeras impresiones de la revista GameInformer sobre la campaña multijugador de Halo Infinite, nuevas armas y mucho más. Todo el crédito es para ellos por tener la exclusiva. Y aquí en su canal favorito les traemos toda la información subtitulada al español. Si te gusta esta clase de contenido, suscríbete y dale like, que con este sencillo gesto nos ayudas a seguir creando contenido. Y dale click a la campanita para no perderte de ninguna novedad. Y no te pierdas nuestro próximo video este fin de semana, que va a estar espectacular. También te invitamos a ver la parte 1 de este previo de la campaña y el video que tienes que ver antes del lanzamiento de Halo Infinite. Ay, suscríbete.
Hello friends, welcome to a fresh look at the Halo Infinite campaign. I am Alex Stadnick, and I am joined by the man who wrote the cover story himself for GameInformer, Matt Miller. Hello, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
It is so good. We are taking an early look at the campaign today, and I brought you here because I love your general impressions. We're going to talk about some of the stuff we're seeing, but what have you thought so far from our time watching Halo Infinite?
Yeah, I love the way these early looks, this is pretty early in the game, just shows off the pacing of combat. We get to see a lot of the grapple shot in action. I was surprised how much I was enjoying the grapple shot and the way that it got used during this early demo, and just the overall flow between changing up weapons and scavenging new weapons, and it's a great time. You know, I think that they have nailed something about the feel of Halo combat as it felt like back in the old days of the early games, and I like that a lot.
I agree, and I guess I was surprised to see, we've seen it a couple of times in this footage, but I was surprised at how much they use the grapple shot in combat and what effect it has on, like, the jackals, right? You know, you can stun them with a little bop of that and then, pull yourself in, and I love that. So we are looking at one of the early, like, base missions here. Brutes are falling out of the sky. It is truly a chaotic playground, but there's some really interesting stuff that you can do in these base sections here.
Yeah, you get to these places where they're like these big battles where you're infiltrating major banished bases and pushing your way up and into them, and you get to choose the way that you do that. Here's a very much kind of full-on frontal assault kind of approach, but they talked about ways that you could do it a different way, and shape the way that you approach an encounter.
For sure. And littered around, obviously, the whole open world, right, is these Spartan cores. They affect your upgrades, right, and how you can upgrade things like the grapple shot or some of the other equipment. So, I know we're going quick here, but we're about to see one of the new weapons in Halo Infinite that we haven't seen before. This is coming up here is the Stalker rifle. I guess we have the Bulldog shotgun out still, but I love the feeling of the Bulldog from my time playing the multiplayer tech test. I think nice entry into the shotgun family of Halo. So, and then obviously, we've seen a bunch, but the fusion coil tossing probably will never get
You can
old.
grab those with the grapple shot, by the way, which is fun, from a distance.
Yeah. But here's the Stalker. It really feels like, from what we've seen, it feels like kind of the Carbine's cousin with a little bit more power to it. You saw that it only has a couple of shots there, and is a little bit further zoomed in, but it's not as quite as of a rapid fire as much as the Carbine was. Obviously semi-automatic, but and unfortunately we're almost coming to the end here. But we get another look at the equipment here. A sensor, which I believe was Joseph Staten's favorite, if I remember.
Yeah, the threat sensor. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, which, it's not a revolutionary idea for video games, right? Being able to see enemies through walls, but we've been assured that especially on Legendary Edition or Legendary difficulty, you are going to need all the extra eyes that you can get. So, It's a beautiful thing. Thank you. This is a quick look, like we said, but so thank you for joining us.